Hello, my friends. I'm Gene Delasala with Audioholics, and I wanted to give you guys an update on what I'm doing to treat my symptoms of COVID-19. I've had tons of emails and requests to do this. For those that are not familiar, I run an audio-based home theater website and a YouTube channel that reviews home theater equipment. And I know that stuff is insignificant now compared to what everybody's dealing with this COVID-19 thing. So I wanted to kind of give you a rundown. I was diagnosed with COVID-19 on March 10th. I've been sick with it since March 2nd, and I was infected by a person with COVID-19 on February 28th, if I'm getting those dates right. So I'm feeling a lot better. For the last few days, my symptoms have gotten much better. The initial symptoms started with diarrhea and stomach aches that lasted a couple of days. Then I got the headaches, really bad migraines, eye pressure, sinus pressure, body chills for several days, body pains for several days. Temperature, I got temperature when I was first diagnosed with COVID-19 at the hospital on the 10th, between the 9th and the 10th, because I got there like at night and I didn't leave until the 10th at like 2 in the morning. So that's when my fever went up to like 102 at that point, and I had fever for several days. So what really helped me, and let me just make a disclaimer, I am not a medical doctor. I'm not qualified to give any medical advice at all. I'm just sharing with you the treatments that I've been doing at home from the care of my doctor and also my wife, who's a nurse. She's an RN. And she's been very helpful through all this because I've had to quarantine myself. So the first thing I would tell you is you need a mask, this kind of a mask. I don't know what is it, R95 mask or whatever it is, but I wear this mask at all times with any dealing with my family. They put on gloves when they hand me stuff. I don't want to infect my wife or my children. They've been pretty lucky so far. Nobody's really shown any symptoms. My wife's been suffering a little bit with her asthma. She just got tested today to see if she has it, but so far I have not, to my knowledge, infected anybody. At least that's what the health department's telling me. So anyways, to manage the headaches and the pain, I was using Tylenol 8-hour arthritis strength, probably twice a day. This has been amazing for me. Really helping with the fevers and the body chills and the body pains. Normally I take Advil or ibuprofen for body pains because I do have some chronic body pains. Something told me not to take that. I knew because fevers, I react better with fevers with Tylenol than Advil. And then there's now studies saying that Advil or ibuprofen can make COVID-19 symptoms worse. So you definitely want to check that out online, WebMD or whoever offers that advice, or consult with your doctor before taking Advil if you have been diagnosed with COVID-19. And I just want to make another disclaimer. The stuff I'm showing you here, I'm not linking up any type of supplements or anything. I'm not making any money off of any of this. I'm just doing this as a kind of a public service to anyone that's suffering from COVID-19 or knows anybody that is as well. So the Tylenol is really good for body pains and fever when you have it. I also had a chronic cough that I developed with COVID-19. It was a dry cough, but it was persistent. It actually exacerbated my chest pressure that I was getting, as well as the headaches. And this medicine, it's called promethazine. It's a cough medicine, prescription cough medicine. This has been very helpful in controlling my cough. I take it, I think, every 6 to 8 hours, according to what the script says. This has been really good. Again, it's promethazine, and you can see it here. And yeah, this has been good. Tastes kind of funky, but it works. So because I have chronic sinus problems, and anytime I get sick, I have to really be vigilant about it. Otherwise, I develop sinus infections. I've had 2 sinus surgeries in the past for deviated septums. It's not fun. I can't stress to you how important it is to not only stay hydrated with liquids, but also flush your nose regularly. using like Simply Saline is the one I normally use, but they were out of them at Publix. So I got the generic version. Make sure you get the one that doesn't have any preservatives if you're going to use a saline solution. These are the spray ones. The ones that are in the kind of plastic bottles that squirt, those are terrible. They have like a plasticky smell to them, and they have preservatives, and they irritate your nose. This one, or you can make your own saline solutions at home. They even have a machine that kind of flushes through your nose. You use distilled water with saline, and that is amazing. I do this every day anyways, but I have to constantly do this now to keep my nose flushed. One thing I noticed about the COVID-19 is it really flared up my sinuses. It made it hard to breathe, not just from my chest, but just from my nose itself. So definitely lots of saline. And again, because I have sinusitis, I do prescription nose sprays. Well, these are now over the counter, but I use Nasacort, which is a steroidal nose spray. And then I use something called olapatine hydrochloride nasal solution. And I don't know, I can't say these words very well, I apologize. But definitely consult with your doctor. If you're having sinus problems, you probably need some type of steroidal nose spray, as well as this other type of nose spray. These help because I have to breathe. If I don't breathe, then my headaches get really bad, especially when you're laying down. And that's the other thing. When I lay down at night, I elevate my head with the pillow. I slept flat a few nights and I really regretted it. I woke up with migraines the next day. So something to really consider. What's really instrumental is this nebulizer machine. This is like a pump, and then you put the medicine in here and it kind of vaporizes it. And I tell you, without this, I probably would have been hospitalized. So I use Ipratropium Bromide. I don't know, these names are crazy. So I mix that with budesonide. So these are two meds that I mix together. There's also other ones that are like albuterol and stuff that work to really open up your bronchial tubes quickly, but they could also cause tachycardia. I know when I've done those at night on an empty stomach, they kind of made my heart race and made me anxious. So be careful with that. Again, consult with a doctor. But this stuff has just been amazing. I do this like twice a day. Make sure you clean this when you use it each time. This has been really helpful to keep my chest clear, because that's key. You got to make sure that your chest is clear so you don't develop symptoms of pneumonia or get pneumonia. You don't want that. And a lot of people, unfortunately, with COVID-19 have gotten pneumonia, and that's when they get hospitalized. And I'm very fortunate that I have not yet developed pneumonia. So another thing I do personally is cheap table salt. I use saltwater gargling, and because my throat, and I'm sorry to get this descriptive, but I hope this is helpful, but I get a lot of postnasal drip, and warm water, like lukewarm or hot, a little bit hot water with like a half a teaspoon of table salt, and gargling it really does great things. It keeps your throat hydrated. It breaks up the mucus. If you suffer from tonsil stones or whatever, this kind of helps. Definitely have some table salt and do some gargling if you find yourself with a lot of postnasal drip problems, whether you have the flu or anything. That really helps. And then just vitamin stuff. I take a regular multivitamin. I take fish oil. I take D3. I take resveratrol. That's just my daily routine. But what's been helping me, especially when I'm not feeling great with my throat, because it comes and goes, I take this Emergency Immunobooster, and it has vitamin C and it has zinc. And I know zinc is really good for your throat. And it doesn't taste bad. One thing I noticed with this virus thing is I crave a lot of citrus, and this kind of soothes me. So this is really good. And then I take this company called Arbonne. They have an antioxidant immune booster. These don't taste the greatest, I'll be honest with you. You drink it and then you have to go drink some water because it gives you like a cotton mouth taste. But I do these as well. This has been helpful for me. The other thing I would tell you is stay hydrated, but I've noticed that warm liquids help me more than cold liquids. Don't drink super cold liquids when you have this virus. Hot teas or warm teas are really helpful. I try to avoid as much dairy as possible, even though I love coffee and I love cheese. I've just been kind of cutting that back because I don't want to, get my mucous membranes all inflamed and then you just get the symptoms back again. So that's the bulk of what I take. I take like regular allergy meds and I take, like I said, vitamins. I take multivitamins. I think are important too. So this is what's been helping me. I've been keeping my symptoms in check and I've been feeling a lot better with energy. Rest is important too. I know I don't practice what I preach. I definitely don't sleep as much as I need to, but I've been trying to sleep a little bit more because that does help your body heal. And guys, I just hope everybody is safe and you follow the guidelines that the government and the CDC are putting out about not gathering in groups of larger than 10, avoiding public places if you can, at least for now. Don't go to the beach now. I know the millennials love going to the beach and they love going out to partying and going to clubs. But that stuff, we're going to have to kind of change our lifestyle a little while until there's a vaccine or until there's proven medical treatments that can control the symptoms. Think about other people. Think about the people that have lower immune systems that can't fight this off as well. Think about your loved ones. Think about your fellow brethren. Try to avoid large crowds and large gatherings and just be kind to each other. We're going to get through this. I appreciate all the great prayers and feedback that you guys have been giving me. I've been trying to read as much as I can. It's been extremely helpful and extremely generous of you guys. And I'm not trying to lecture anybody. I just hope that anybody that's suffering from this can find some usefulness out of what I put forth here with the treatments that I found work on me. Again, I'm not a doctor, so you should definitely consult with your doctor. Consult with any medical professionals, even the health department. They've been, pretty helpful. They actually came out today to test me and my wife, and I was very appreciative I didn't have to drive there again. And that's the key thing is if you are quarantined, please strictly follow it. Even if you're feeling better, like I feel good enough to go out now and drive. I feel good enough to work out, but I'm not going to go and subject people to this until I have 2 negative test results. I am not going to go out in public. I'm going to remain quarantined. I'm going to remain on light duty because I don't want to inflame this. Another thing I noticed about 4 days ago is I was feeling better and I tried to do some cardio in my theater room and then the next day I kind of crashed. So just keep that in mind. Don't overdo things because if this is still in your system, it could kind of reactivate and you can get the symptoms again. And the biggest priority at this point now is to just get healthy, eat well, keep hydrated, and just keep positive because we're going to get through this. So guys, I appreciate you watching, and hopefully the next time I do a video on COVID-19, it's good news that I'm clear of this and that hopefully the country itself will have better solutions to help people manage their symptoms. So my friends, I will sign off now. Please subscribe to this channel, especially if you like home theater stuff. I swear to you, we love home theater. We love covering that. But right now we're trying to just kind of get through this COVID stuff. And don't forget about our Patreon at patreon.com/audioholics. And until next time, my friends, keep listening.